said earlier, happy Sunday to everybody, and grab a pen and paper, please. If you didn't get my email, not my email, my text yesterday, or if it wasn't forwarded to you, I'm just going to kind of reiterate a little bit about what it said. But, sometimes we get into a very comfortable routine month after month after month, and we have a habit of letting the month get away from us. And we look at, we feel good on the auto ship days, on the 5th and the 10th and the 15th, 20th, 25th. And honestly, those days should be the least important days because they're a given. Okay, they're a given. You know that they're coming because that happened at least the month before or way before that. Okay, it could have been years and years and years ago if you're fortunate to have customers long term. And this business gets built on the other days. Okay, that's when the business gets built. And every month, we all know the end of the month is important, okay? That's not new. If you're in network marketing, you know that, after the 25th, after that subscription day goes out, the last 4, 5, 6 days of the month are super important. But they're only important if you did other things during the month. Because if you didn't do anything before that, then you don't have any leverage. Okay, you don't have any bargaining chips. You don't have a lot to work with, because this is a business of momentum, and it's a business of leveraging what's gone on over the course of the month. Okay, that's how this business works. And what's really important is that every month it could be 2, 3, 4 days in the month that are really important days. Okay. They matter a lot more than other days. And they're the days when you and I really need to dig in and do what we're supposed to do. Okay. Because if we miss them, we can't get them back. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but April and I have talked about this a whole bunch. Yeah, we record everything. Everybody records everything, but nobody ever watches the recordings. And I don't mean ours. I mean, nobody watches anybody's recordings because there's another live thing coming up. And they never, even though they have good intentions, it just doesn't seem to happen. Okay, well, that happens with these events that go on. And what we want to do is we want to take advantage of them live. We want to take advantage of them in real time. So this week, we have 3 big things happening, okay, that could dramatically change the course of your business. Okay, dramatically, but only if you leverage them. Okay, and if you get your team to leverage them. Okay, what do I mean by leverage them? Make the absolute most out of it. We learned, and in our other company, we were there 25 years, and we learned a lot, especially with personal development stuff. And even though it ended ugly, okay, we learned a lot in the 25 years that we were there. And one of the most important lessons that we ever learned, okay, is to work it as if today is the last day, and today, whatever you get today is all you're ever going to get added on to your business. Work it as if it's the last day, but believe that it's going to last forever. Okay, so what that means is don't take any days for granted. And what we have coming up on Wednesday is our collagen launch. It's our teams, your team, our team. Okay, it's our teams, all of us, our 30-minute opportunity presentation. Now, why is that any different than anyone else's presentation? Well, that's obvious. We're all on it. See, we're all on it. We're the Hollywood Squares live. Okay, we know each other. We're partners with each other. We see each other on Sundays. So why it matters is when you have guests on there, you can point out all the people on that meeting, on that Zoom, on that launch that you know them personally, that you've been in cities with them, you've been to meetings with them, you've done things with them, and you can leverage every single Hollywood Square on the screen because we know each other. That's what's different when the team has a launch or a 30-minute opportunity presentation. It's yours. And you need to own it. And the way that you own it, and you speak about it as if it's yours. Okay, you don't say Bobby and April, you say my team is doing a live presentation Wednesday evening. And I'd like you to look at it. Now you use whatever verbiage you're going to use, but you can't only invite, you have to invite and you have to confirm. All right, it's about inviting and confirming. And considering Wednesday night is the 19th, and it's 8:30 Eastern time, and you adjust it according to whatever time zone that you're in, but that is the most important date in the month of July to you, your team, to me, to April, to all of us, because it's our team's opportunity presentation. It's when you get to leverage it all, everything, okay? You get to make it personal and you get to claim it as your own. Now, this week is laid out so good because if you will do the work, okay, and get the guest on, and I would set a goal, everybody, for having 5 guests on, because if you get 5 confirmed, then 2 or 3 of them will be there. Okay, but they got to be confirmed guests, not somebody you texted an invite to, not somebody that you sent a message to and they didn't respond. That's not a guest, okay? That's just running numbers. I'm talking about somebody that you have confirmed and you have let them know you're looking forward to seeing them there, and you'll talk to them, make sure they log in 5 minutes early, okay? Because it could fill up. And if it fills up and they get locked out, there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, they get locked out, they get locked out. It's first come, first serve. So Wednesday is the most important date in your business this month because it's yours and it's your team's. Okay, so not only do you want to have 5 confirmed guests, you want everyone on your team to have 5 confirmed guests. Now, here's the beauty of that, okay? It's the 19th of the month. It leaves us a little room to close things up before the month runs out. But think about it. If you have those guests on and they see a 30-minute presentation, what do you get to show them on Friday? Well, we're ringing the bell on the NASDAQ. Okay. Do you think there's any credibility in that? You got a guest on, and let's say it's a Facebook friend. And it's not a close personal friend, but you've been chatting back and forth over the years with people, and they watch it and they're intrigued, and you're continuing to communicate with them after Wednesday night. Okay, if you don't think ringing the bell on the NASDAQ to close the market for the week on Friday, it's another touch point. It's another reason to reach out. It's something else to send. It's another conversation starter. Okay, so you got all of that, and then Saturday is the big shindig. Okay, Saturday, you want people that attend. Now, Saturday is 2 things, okay, and April's going to chime in a second, but I want you to think real hard about this. It's all in on Wednesday. Now, we have a backup plan for Wednesday, which is called Saturday. Okay, but you got to act like there is no Saturday. And when they say, "What is this happen again?" You have no idea if it's ever going to happen again. Okay. It's happening on Wednesday. You never give them an excuse to bow out. Okay. You make it as if it's the Super Bowl. And nobody ever watches the replay of the Super Bowl on Monday. They watch it live on Sunday night when it happens. Okay. So, but in your mind, you know there's another event happening on Saturday. Okay. So the whole idea of this is, if you get a prospect or a customer, especially customer, make sure you invite every customer you got onto Wednesday's call, because they're going to learn about collagen, and they may already be a customer of collagen, but they're going to learn about Protandim too, and they're going to realize we have more than just Protandim and collagen. And then they're going to see that money can be made by endorsing something that they already love. Okay, they're going to see that. And you've seen April and I do it. We don't do a hard sell. We don't do a hard close, but we do make it kind of obvious that it's a no-brainer. Like, if you're a fan of the product, why not at least be in a position that you can earn money? Okay, why not at least get yourself in a position where you can get it cheaper? Okay, because you pay consultant price. But following that up, you can get them into a quarterly training on Saturday. And here's the big thing, okay? If you will do this as part of your work, as part of what has to happen, and something like this happens every month, okay? So for all of us, this week is the week, okay? We got Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, big things going on. But something along these lines happens every month. If you get your team doing this, okay, it would be impossible for your business not to grow. Okay, the duplication will take effect. And I'm telling you, it will happen with or without you, because knowledge is a natural motivator. And a lot of our customers now only think we have collagen. They don't realize that we were in business for 13 years with the other great product called Nerf 2. Okay, they don't realize that. And a lot of times they'll find that out on the launch. Okay, and sometimes they think that doing the business has to be some major commitment, versus you can get started and do it at your own pace and do it in the in-between minutes of your day by sharing a link or a video or something on social media. So a lot of that gets cleared out, but your team will learn what to do. So you have to lead the way so that your team can follow suit. So April, go from there.
Yeah, I mean, everything you're saying is spot on. I just love this when we have something to invite to. You know, as someone who does a fair amount of recruiting, an invite just makes our job that much easier. You know, the hardest thing is to get on the phone or just to get somebody to share a video and watch a video that doesn't have a time on it, you know, to make them be accountable for a time. When you have an invite that's a specific time, it makes people more accountable. They'll jump on that and stuff. And so, you know, going back, I think somebody said about a former consultant. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to spend a lot of time with maybe inactive consultants or older consultants, but it is important that we do let them all know, you know, that there is an opportunity for them to jump on. You just never know where they are in their life, and them jumping on that launch or even the training on Saturday may make a difference to them mentally, may just have them go out and talk to one more person. And it's funny, we played pickleball last night, and you know, Bobby and I have gotten friendly with this one couple in particular, and he does a fair amount of recruiting too. He does it for big dollars, what he's doing. But, you know, we were talking about recruiting styles, and, you know, people aren't always, and he's looking for millions of dollars. He's doing, you know, he's playing at a whole other level than products, but, you know, has the same challenges we do. You know, when you talk to somebody, you know, are you talking about products? You know, why do you want them in your business? Because there's all different reasons people get involved in this business. And so maybe it's products. Maybe they just love the products, and it's not till they introduce somebody else to the products that they maybe want to look at the business. but we always need to be asking for those referrals, inviting them to a launch, because you never know when they see something that absolutely clicks. It may be simply just to help you. Maybe they just want to help you. Maybe they've been very successful in life. They've got great contacts and they'd like to share some of those contacts with you. You know, the more successful a person is, the more willing they are to help other people, the more open they are. So if you know somebody that's super successful, you know, that share some product. We have 2 people on the fence this last week that were old contacts. I believe, you know, Bobby and I have been in this industry now 31 years. There are still tons of people, and I know Allie, I always say this to her in particular, you look up Allie, if I could ever get into your phone book, I mean, seriously, we all have so many people in our phone book, in our email and Facebook and social media. You should never run out of people. There are so many great people. So, but think about your approach when you're wanting to, you know, reach out to these people. I still believe, a little bit old fashioned, I still believe the phone is the best because you can feel the temperature, but you know what? It's okay to text. And if you're feeling uncomfortable and you know, our biggest challenge is to get people to talk to other people. And the more you do that, I promise the easier it gets. But I understand, you know, I still, it's been 31 years, but I remember my learning curve. I was very much an introvert. I remember trying to reach out for people and always how to make it comfortable for me in the beginning. You know, I struggled with how to make it comfortable. So whether if it's a text, we can do that now. We couldn't do that years ago. But you think about it, you're going to send them a text. So you really don't know if they look at the phone and roll their eyes or anything. You have no idea what's going on, but you do know what's going on in your brain. If you're thinking they're going to roll their eyes, it's in your head. It has nothing to do with them, but you're also inviting them to a half hour on a computer, which they can easily commit to. They're not committing to a whole evening. So it's real easy. And the follow-up is such that you invite them, you confirm. It doesn't matter whether they were on or not. If they were on, what did you love best? If you didn't, great, I'll send you the recording. There's really not a lot of personal, you know, self-esteem or whatever you want to call invested in it. It's an easy thing to do. So, you know, maybe somebody's with, you know, they just like hanging with you. You know, I think of this couple last night. I think they just like hanging with us. So, you know, for them, maybe initially before they really understood what we did, it was more community. Maybe they just wanted, you know, more friends like us, wanted to have more fun. I've got a lot of people that have joined the business with me because they wanted community. How do you use those people? Those people are all great. Those are your cheerleaders. They're the ones that are going to open doors for other people. So we really, if you like the person, that's my only thing is you got to like the person. You got to want to spend some time with them. If you don't like them, then don't recruit them. Don't bring them in the business at all. But if you like them, they can be your cheerleader and they can open up their whole phone book that's got, I mean, you look at how many numbers we have on phone books these days. It's a no-brainer. Don't even prejudge the people, but think about how you're going to approach these people. And if you need to write out different scripts or different things, you know, or somebody said old distributors, customers, whatever, reach out to everyone, but the reach out may be a little bit different. So, you know, initially you may just want to catch up with them. Hey, you know, how you doing and stuff. Tell them what you're excited about. You know, I'm excited about this company. You know, I've been in this industry for a while, but we got this product that you just absolutely got to see. Would you give me 30 minutes on a Zoom? I promise it'll be well worth your time. Yes or no? I mean, it's just, you know, and then we always go back to that old analogy of coffee. You know, if you want it or you don't want it, it doesn't really mean anything, but it's timing again and again. And, you know, one of the people that this week that's going to get started with us, Bobby and I have known for years, and you know, it was just a matter of the one thing that I do well is follow up. I continue to drip on you, continue to always drop in. How you doing? How's the kids? You know, my business is going great. My collagen is exploding. I know you'd love it. If the timing's not right, next. I mean, it's literally these tiniest little bits of things. But if you've got these lists and you go through your phone, and I still to this day, again, after 31 years, those 2 people that I reached out to last week that said yes, I'd forgotten about them. I truthfully had totally forgot about them, looking for somebody else's number, looking for something else. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I haven't talked to them in a while. So, we all have more than enough people. Just figure out your comfort zone. And if you need help with it, give us a call, happy to do that. But again, you're going to want to just reach out and say, how are you? Catch up with them depending on how long it's been. Let them know what you're excited about. If you've got trouble phrasing that. And again, if it's guys, it's going to be maybe more money, business opportunity. Being first, pick a state. When you look at the states of the United States, there are states where there's nothing going on. I mean, if you're in a state, and I'm terrible with numbers, but you Google your numbers and find out how many people are in your state. And then from these events and being around how many people are in the company from that state. And it's like 0.005% or something. Well, that's a good opportunity because we're ringing the bell on Friday and nobody knows what we're doing. So it's all about the spin on how you put it. And then I always kind of flatter people. I'll say, why I want them. We're good friends and I would love nothing more than to just travel with you and hang with you. Wouldn't it be cool? We talked about years ago how we always wanted to have our own business. We wanted to make money, or I'd love to help you get out of that career that you're doing, or whatever it is. You figure out, you tell them why you want. You can even say, so many people, you could just be great for me as far as introducing me to people and stuff. People love to help people, so you give them a little bit of that. And then what do you want? Are you open to taking a look at a Zoom? Are you open to joining me on the Zoom or whatever? And so, those are the few things that I might put in. Even if it's a phone call, that's easy. If it's a text, you can kind of do your own copy and paste. But even if it's a phone call, I'll have it written in front of me. I remember years where I put all that in front of me so that I kind of, go through this checklist. Every time I pick up the phone, there's an end point or goal that I have. Get them on a Zoom, get them to agree to something, get them to look at something. Once you get that down pat, your business becomes really easy because you're only focused on that one thing. So, that's just a little bit about, I love when we have events, and I love when I can invite, and you can see my whiteboard, all the names and numbers and who's going. And next Saturday, I'm checking in with who's going and stuff. And I think about, like, in an area we'll be in the Villages in Florida. So I look, who do I know? I'll Google how far they are. Are they over 2 hours, 3 hours? That's just the stuff that we do. And it's kind of like, it's a game. It really is just a game. How many reach outs can I do? How many yeses can I get? How many are on? How many say yes? How many can go? You just got to run numbers, and you'll find that it just all clicks after a while. So, well, hopefully that helps you a little bit. So back to you, Bobby.
Don't let events slip by you without having guests on them. There's nothing that is more important in our business than getting a person's eyes on what we do. And, you got 3 days, and that's really kind of perfect, because even if you don't count tonight, you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you got 3 days. And challenge yourself tonight that you are not going to let your team's launch happen without you having eyeballs on it, new, fresh eyeballs on it. Say, I'm done. It's not going to happen again. This is last month is the last time that there was ever going to be one where I did not have guests on it. Okay, I'm going to have guests on this, and my team is going to have guests on this. I just want to take it, and we'll open it up in a couple minutes. I want to share 2 other things with you. The last thing you ever want to do is prejudge. April was talking about this couple that we've been hanging out with a little more. And April's known the wife for a lot longer than I've known the husband. Okay. And I've gotten to know the husband and the wife over the last 3 or 4 months, because we started playing pickleball on Saturday mornings, and now it's turned into Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings, and who knows. Okay. But even last night, the questions have changed. Now, this guy about a month ago was in Europe, was in Dubai, was in about 5 different countries raising money for a startup company that's a headphone company. It's going to compete with Beats or whatever. It's the latest, newest technology in headphones. So great guy, and he knows we have marketing experience, so he's really anxious to get together. And what's funny is I've been kind of putting them off because I haven't been drinking any alcohol for 6 or 7 weeks. We have a class reunion coming up in about 10 days and I've lost 30 pounds. So I'm excited about it. And I've gone cold turkey without. Now I like to socially drink. It's not a secret. Those of you know me know that. Okay. But we've gone cold turkey. Okay. And he's been wanting to get together for a beer or two to discuss, marketing and business. And I've been kind of putting it off, but you can rest assured that Wednesday night, I'm going to ask him to look because he's been asking about our business. He's been hearing our business on the big radio station locally. It's a big country station, and he's heard our commercials. And he asked the other day, he said, how is that going? I said, we've gotten about 100 leads in the first month. It's not bad, but we're working through it because we're learning how to run them through our funnel. Okay. But, a couple of days ago, we started getting orders without having talked to people. And I'm like, okay, well, that's moving along. That means people are buying and we didn't even talk to them, and because they came from our advertising. But I'm sharing that with you because he's anxious to get together. He has taken an interest in our business while he is putting together a startup company for himself. And I'm sharing that with you because would you continue to friendship? Would you continue to talk business with someone that was raising millions of dollars for something else? See, I don't care. Okay. As long as he was listening, and all of a sudden the listening changed to he started asking. And, last night we were playing and they had been asking us about church. And we go to church right down the street from where we live. He said, well, you guys want to come check it out? We just built a brand new sanctuary. We've only been in it for a couple months. And they said, when are you going? I said, well, we normally go at 8:30, but if you want to go, we'll go whatever time you want to go. And they said, we do the 5:30? And they joined us in the service today. Okay. So why am I sharing that with you? There's a relationship developing. I know my 31 years experience in marketing and April's 31 years. I know we will be able to help him with marketing his company. I know that. That's a given. Okay. But because we've been open and helpful with him about what we do to market our own, he's showing an interest in what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? So why do I share that? Don't prejudge. Okay. The very least, you'll end up with customers out of it at the very least. But this guy, even if he doesn't do our business in a traditional way, he knows business people all over the world. And he would not hesitate, okay, to introduce me to any of them because we're friends now and he trusts us and he went to church with us and there's a relationship there. So when you're going through your phone and you're looking at who to invite, don't prejudge, folks. I mean, you don't know where somebody's at. You never know what's going on. And April hit the nail right on the head. Maybe they just like you and would love to do something for you. Maybe, who knows? But if you don't let them know what you're doing and what you're looking for, and if nothing else, you'd love referrals, you'll never find out. So let's all get rid of all that stinking thinking that we got going on in our heads. And let's invite and confirm at least 5 guests for Wednesday night. Let's see if we can break Zoom. Okay, let's see if we can fill it up. You want to get people really, really excited. Get people trying to log in and our Zoom was full and they couldn't get on. Remember, we're recording it, so you'll be able to send them a recording. But man, oh man, the fear of loss is incredible when somebody tries to log in and they get that message, sorry, it's full. There's a fear of loss that goes with that, and that just sets you up for the next thing, okay? That's all. don't get upset if your guest ever gets blocked out, because that just sets you up for the next event, okay? It's nothing to be, aggravated about. But any last thoughts, April? We'll open it up for the last
No,
few
let's
minutes.
open it up. Yep.
Unmute yourself and anything. Let's keep it to this week's events, let's keep it to that. And anything you want to share, any ideas, any thoughts, comments?
Just a question, Bob.
Hey, Doc.
For the ringing the bell on the NASDAQ on Friday,
Uh-huh.
that's a Facebook event, correct?
Yeah, that's NASDAQ on Facebook. Go to NASDAQ on Facebook, and NASDAQ will be doing the live. Now, LiveVantage may have video and stuff of it, but we will get the best view of everything because we'll be on the NASDAQ feed on Facebook. So everybody find NASDAQ on Facebook. That's where you're going to go for the live. Okay.
Okay, so is it like facebook.com/NASDAQ or something like that?
Yeah, or just log into Facebook and put NASDAQ in the search bar and it'll populate there.
Okay.
All right. And obviously
you.
you want to get on a few minutes early, like
Right.
anything else, but that's the feed. And it may, Ira, if you go to LiveVantage, since I knew it was that, I didn't bother looking, but there may be a link already on LiveVantage Facebook site for the NASDAQ link. It may already be there.
Well, if we see something, we'll put it in Team Unity. We'll put it
We'll
out.
put it in Team Unity, or we'll send,
Awesome.
and we'll
Thank
send
you.
it out on the text thread.
Great, thanks.
Who else? Comments, ideas, thoughts? Was tonight helpful? It's, I'll tell you, if you ever get yourself programmed to work as if today's the last day, and you work each day as if it's the last day, but in your mind, you believe in your heart that it's going to last forever, but you work it as if it's the last day, your business will grow so stinking fast. April and I did that for years and years and years. And, it's helpful.
That's a huge tip, Bob. That is just a huge tip. That I'm glad you repeated it. That is huge.
It's a habit worth learning.
Yeah.
It's, and it takes a while because what'll happen, here's when you'll know that you're there with it. Okay. You'll know you're supposed to be doing something for your business, like for the next 3 days. You shouldn't allow yourself to get interrupted with anything other than, obviously you have a job. Okay. But outside of that, nothing should get involved with you inviting for that meeting. And you'll know that you've kind of arrived when somebody tries to interrupt you in the next few days. And you, without thinking, say, I'd love to join you, but the next 3 days are really crucial for my new business. I'll get back to you after our event's over. And it comes out without thinking. You don't let somebody interrupt, then you're getting there. Okay, you're getting close to being where you need to be because you've developed a new habit and your priorities have changed. And it's when it becomes thoughtless, like effortless, it just becomes a reflex. That's when you're there. So who else? Thoughts, ideas, comments? Are we good? So let me see, at least the people I see on the screen. I want you to raise your hand and put 5 fingers up if you're going to have 5 people on Wednesday night. Who am I missing? Who's not going to have 5 on? You want to put 1 finger up or make a fist? Folks, I'm telling you, with the ringing of the bell Friday and then the quarterly training the company's putting on Saturday, it's a good stretch, and it'll still leave us with 10 days in the month after this week's over to really pile on. So anyway, any last thoughts, or we're good? We'll give you back a few minutes of your time. If anyone needs the invite, if anyone needs the link, is the same link, folks. It's the same number that you use for tonight. That is, it's on the invite. That happens to be my phone number if you didn't know that. So don't send me no wild, crazy stuff, okay? But that is my phone number. So it's the same link, but it's on the invite and anyway. Okay, we good? Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thanks so much.
All.
Great leadership meeting. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Bob and April.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Great meeting. Good stuff. Good night.